Hello, everyone. Welcome back to This Day in Weather. If you're just joining this channel, this is where you can learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Today is November 13th. On this day in 1933, the first dust storm of the era in the 1930s, known as the Dust Bowl, was ongoing since the day before. A strong Alberta Clipper system swept eastward from western Canada and along the Canadian border. At the same time, a strong high pressure system continued to build into the northwest. The extreme pressure gradient kicked up widespread, allowing intense winds and dry topsoil to pick up. After the dust storm traveled from Montana to the Ohio Valley on the 12th, it advanced from Georgia to Maine and caused a black rain over New York and a brown snow in Vermont. Parts of South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa reported visibility down to complete zero on the 12th. On the 13th, the dust reduced the visibility to half a mile in Tennessee. On this day in 1951, an F2 tornado affected Mason City and Hudson, Illinois. This tornado skipped its way 47.5 miles through parts of Mason, Tazewell, and McLean counties in Illinois. The tornado was 50 yards wide, and nobody was killed or injured, although falling debris from the tornado did damage two tractors and two cars. On this day in 1985, 4 to 8 inches of snow fell from the southwest part of South Dakota on that morning to the northeast part of the state by early the next morning. Winds gusted to as high as 35 miles per hour in the western part of the state and produced blowing and drifting snow, significantly reducing visibilities. The snow caused many crashes, including a four-vehicle pileup 3 miles east of De Smet in Kingsbury County on the afternoon of the 13th. Top snowfall amounts include 7 inches in Britain, 5.5 inches in Timber Lake, and 5 inches in Leola. On this day in 2009, a nor'easter known as Norida was impacting the mid-Atlantic United States. This extratropical cyclone formed in relation to Hurricane Ida's remnant mid-level circulation across southeastern Georgia and moves east-northeast offshore North Carolina before slowly dropping south and southeast over the next several days before dissipating on the 17th. The original storm named Ida formed on November 4th and made landfall in Nicaragua on the 5th as a Category 1 hurricane with 80-mile-per-hour winds and had weakened to a tropical depression 18 hours later as it turned northward over Honduras, but re-intensified into a hurricane early on the 7th and reached peak intensity with 105-mile-per-hour winds, a Category 2 hurricane, late on the 8th. Ida was then preparing to make landfall near Dauphin Island, Alabama, but before doing so, it transitioned into an extratropical cyclone. After Ida slowly tracked eastward for several hours, the surface circulation dissipated over the Florida Panhandle on the 11th, but energy from the storm led to the formation of a new low off the coast of North Carolina. This new low quickly intensified and became the nor'easter known as Norida and caused substantial damage throughout the mid-Atlantic states. By the 12th, the system had winds of 65 miles per hour, tropical storm status. In combination with a large area of high pressure, a long stretch of easterly onshore winds impacted areas from Virginia to southern New England, tracking parallel to the North Carolina coastline. The system eventually moved onshore near Cape Hatteras by November 13th. Due to the high pressure system situated over Vermont, the low turned southeastward, bringing its center back over water. Gradual weakening took place during this period, though heavy rains continued to fall across much of the Chesapeake Bay area. On November 14th, a brief secondary low developed within the system off the coast of Delaware. Continuing to weaken, the cyclone resumed a northward track after the high weakened and persisted through November 17th, by which time it had moved over Atlantic Canada. Norida caused 6 direct fatalities and $300 2009 United States dollars in damage, which a decade and a half later in 2024 United States dollars would equate to over $440.9 million. That will close up this edition of This Day in Weather, but be sure to stay tuned in because whenever there's a new video, you will learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Please hit the thumbs up button to like this video. Please hit the subscribe button to be sure to never miss a new video. And if you're just joining this channel, please check out all the other videos that have been posted on this channel.